Y'all, the temperature has dropped tremendously. This is our last day packing up. I don't think y'all can see this, but oh yes, you might can. That is snowflakes. They have a big storm coming in. It wasn't supposed to be here until tomorrow night, but it looks like it is coming in just a little bit early. If you look out over the mountains, you can see some of the storms starting to come in. We are literally going to be getting out of here by the skin of our teeth. We're getting up at 3:30 in the morning, hitting the road at 4. We're going to be praying for safe travels down these slick, icy roads because we are not used to driving in this. So it has moved in a little bit earlier than what we thought, and we've got to hit the road early in the morning because we have about between 12 to 15 hours of driving to do tomorrow and between 6 to 8 to do the next day to get back home. So the storm is coming in a little bit sooner than what we expected. The snow was not actually supposed to be here until tomorrow night, but we're getting a couple of snowflakes right now. So fingers crossed and prayers that we can get out of here without any trouble tomorrow, because we are literally going to be just getting out of here literally by the skin of our teeth. What kind of night do we have?
Bad. Colorado's got to go. We were up all night. You can tell by the bags of my eyes and probably Misty's eyes. Harley was throwing up all night, so I'm thinking she's got the stomach virus, or Misty thinks she's got the stomach virus. And we also have a winter storm that we're trying to beat. So this winter storm is getting down to 4, and it's going to have at least 3 to 6 inches. So it's going to lock down this area. So we've got to get out before that, along with dealing with the stomach virus.
Yep, so we have winter weather. We're trying to get out. We were actually going to leave a little bit earlier because the radar initially said that the temperatures were going to be in the 20s when we were going to be ready to leave. So we were trying to avoid that, which actually, looking at the radar now, it's not in the 20s, but honestly, Colby is driving and he needed the little bit of extra sleep. We're planning on getting up at 3:30, but we slept until 5 instead because we were literally up and down. Harley was up all night throwing up last night. I got up with her a couple of times. I tried to give her some medicine. She would stop throwing up, but she was not able to hold that down. So she literally, poor thing, she was sick all night, which means the car ride with the rest of the kids is probably going to be even more fun. And we have 2 days worth of driving to do. So I'm not excited about it. And we probably won't ever come back to Colorado because we've had some giggles, we've had some good memories, but it has been a lot of stress and other stuff in between that has not been fun. It has left us very stressed out. So I doubt we come back to Colorado anymore. First and more than likely last time ever. When we say we barely escaped, let me show y'all what I'm talking about. Ice, this is icicles, and the whole outside of our car is still frozen over. Harley has thrown up 2 times since we've left. We are on the outer side of Denver. She said that she wanted to try to eat some crackers and sip on some drink. So we'll see how that goes. So we just crossed out of Colorado over into Kansas. Harley has been able to hold down breakfast, so that is a huge blessing that she's not been sick in the car anymore. We're going to try to zoom all the way across Kansas. We're going to try to clip the top part of Oklahoma and hopefully get into Arkansas, where we will stay the night in northern Arkansas. First thing in the morning, we're going to get it right and early. It's still going to take us about 7 to 8 hours to get back home. So 2 full days of driving. We are out of Colorado and over into Kansas right now. We have made it to a stop, and if you cannot hear the crying in the back, there's crying in the back. It's 9:30. We've been on the road since 6:30 this morning, Aiden, or 5:30?
5:30. Around 6, really.
We've been on the road since around 6 this morning. It has been a very long drive. because the cabin that we stayed in when Harley was up last night, we were all up last night, so we're all pretty tired. We're calling it a day. We've not had any issues. Harley has managed to keep down breakfast, lunch, and supper, so that's been really good. We are so thankful for our Jace case because that come in handy with the add-on Zofran. I was able to whip that out and I was able to give her some. She was able to keep her food down today, but we have got to go in and get some rest so we can get back on the road tomorrow. Do you feel better, Harley?
Yes, ma'am.
So thankfully we were able to get a decent sleep last night. All of the kids stayed well. The beds were all right.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad. I'm ready to get home to our bed.
Yeah, so almost home. We're almost home, y'all. I'm excited about that. Okay, this is the first bit of rain that we have seen, and it has been storming so hard. Why are you wet?
Soaking wet. We saw a guy right in front of us literally hydroplane and hit a guardrail and then go in the woods. So we were the first ones there, so we ran out and checked on him and he was okay, but it pretty much did his truck and soaked me in the same place.
So I'm still shaking a little bit because it was the car in front of us. He's okay, thankfully, but it is flooding. The roads are holding a lot of water, and I had just told Colby, just told him to slow down and be careful. And yeah, it was on the other side, the south side of Little Rock, and we watched him literally hydroplane into the guardrail, and I guess he overcompensated and went off into the woods. I actually initially thought he hit a tree, but he didn't. He must have went in between them. So we pulled over. Colby ran out to check on him, and I was shaking so bad. I don't do good under stress, but I was shaking so bad I could hardly call 911. Thankfully, Aiden thought to grab my phone so we could tell them 911 exactly where we were at. Colby was able to check on the gentleman, and he was okay. He was awake and alert. He was okay. He seemed to be pretty much unharmed, okay, right? He was shaken up. I think I was just as much shaken up as him. I was shaking so bad, hardly dial the numbers. But we were able to tell the exact location, and they were on their way to help him before we even pulled off. Look, there's another one right there. That's how bad the weather is, y'all. So needless to say, they're very busy. So literally that was probably, what, a mile?
Yeah, I hope that they don't think that that's the one we called in, because we're on southbound, but I want to make sure they go back to that other guy too.
Well, it looks like they already had a record there, so I think they've been there for a little while. That just goes to show y'all the weather that we just come out of. Glad that we were able to check on him and make sure he was all right. And the ambulance is on their way. Goodness for the sane boy in the back, because I was telling 911, like, I don't even know where we're at because I didn't see a mile marker. But thankfully, Aiden thought to pick up my phone and pull up the map. We could tell him exactly where we were at. But whoo, talk about getting shook up. That happened literally right before our eyes. So we have seen God's mercy after God's mercy after God's mercy on this trip. That shook, I think, both of us up just a little bit. We're even more thankful that the gentleman is okay and help us on the way to help him. Colby is going to have to change because he is soaking wet. Where are we at?
The Mississippi Delta.
Is this your favorite part?
No, it's not.
What's here?
Nothing.
So we just crossed over the mighty Mississippi, even though it ain't too mighty right now because we have still had no rain. However, we are homebound and so thankful for the safe travels home. And we only have about 2.5 hours left. So glad to be able to be in our shower and our bed tonight.
Amen.
What a mess.
Look at these
What are you unloading?
tires.
Bad sore subject, Tom.
Sore subject. So, a little bit. These tires are not old, and so I'm a cheapskate. So I kept the 3 good ones. I'm gonna buy 1 more and put it there, so that way I have 4 new tires again. The other one I'm gonna take back and say, hey, why did it do this? Because they're literally only like a few months old. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it really is. We actually had our vehicle completely serviced before we left.
Tires and all.
Yes, we had them rotated and balanced, so there was really no reason we should have had a blowout. But we finally made it home. Colby and I are in long sleeves from where it was like 30 this morning. I don't think we're gonna have that problem here. I am literally already sweating. Are you sweating?
Yes, but guess what? It's supposed to be getting cold here Monday, so I'm ready.
We are gonna get some, it's a chance of rain and it's supposed to cool off, so I don't know, we'll see about that, but right now we're still in winter attire and it is not winter here in the South. It is hot. We have a trailer to get unloaded. The kids have a lot of mess to clean up back here. So we are about to get everything unloaded. We are going to pull the mats out. We're going to vacuum the car out. We have an afternoon left of kind of picking up, putting up. I have a pile of laundry, if you can only imagine that, with 8 people, that we're going to also get on as well and enjoy a good meal tonight. Try to catch up on some sleep, because to be completely honest with you, Colby and I both, neither one really slept well at all. So because crime is a thing, right, unfortunately, that was always in the back of our minds. Everywhere we went, we just were not completely comfortable where we were. So we are so glad to be back at our house, sleeping in our bed, on our property, and using our own bathroom. So we are so thankful for that. There was so much that could have went wrong in so many places on this trip, from the tag being stolen, that could have been so much worse, from coming out of Estes Park, going down extremely steep hills. Our vehicle is just really not made for that. So even though we were riding in low gear, even though we were going as slow as possible, still put a lot of tension and pressure on our brakes, and we had to pull over twice. It would have been terrible if something would have happened on those steep hills, so we are just counting our blessings. Also had to deal with a little bit of altitude sickness. It really didn't affect anybody as much as it did Harley and myself. By that night, I was really, really sick and kind of done, but we enjoyed it. It was good. It could have been so much worse. Also with the flat tire, you guys seen that. You seen the footage. You saw how we were so close on that line. It could have been so bad if just one person had not been paying attention. Harley being sick, I knew for sure everybody was going to be throwing up in the car, driving 2 days, coming home. We were thinking that must have just been something she ate, because everybody else managed to stay fine. While we traveled home, she was only sick a couple of times in the car, so we are so thankful for that, because had Livy or Jennings been as small as they are, not being able to judge when it's actually coming up would have been terrible for 2 days trying to come home. And then also, you guys saw Colby. I was in such a panic, I did not even think to grab the camera and show y'all. But when we witnessed the wreck right on the interstate, and the guy literally hydroplaned in the rain, hitting the rail, going off into the woods, he was literally right in front of us. That could have so easily been us. So we're so thankful we were able to go. We had, besides all the mishaps, we really had a wonderful time enjoying the scenery, making those special memories, and we really just count it blessings that all the things happened. We were able to make it there safe. We were able to make it back home safe, so we are so very thankful. Thank you guys for tagging along and watching all those videos on our adventures off to Colorado. God bless and happy homesteading.